All right, what's going on, guys? Super excited to rock and roll on our live training tonight. It's been a lot of fun, very interactive, lots of Q&A. So I'm going to give you guys some time. This is recorded, so I'm just welcome for the recording. Nobody's on here yet, but we'll give everyone 10 minutes or so to get logged into the participant channel, and we'll get rocking and rolling. Yes, well, see, this is the problem when you do something that's kind of like more for a smaller group of people. I think there was like 53 people or so that that qualified for this, and obviously you're rolling the dice, people actually showing up. So I appreciate Sach. we got one attendee because Carl doesn't count because he's here, and I think there was somebody else, but now it's gone, so I can't see who else is here. So honestly, so yeah, there's Jack. He disappeared for a second. So I'm sure a few more people will show up, and that'll all be good. Really, I was first of all, this is like super intimate. I wish I could have you guys on camera because it's a small group. So I just before I get started, how you guys doing? You guys doing good? It's funny. I don't know if you guys saw. I just posted about we were checking some of our commissions in the in our ClickFunnels account, and saw that I guess somebody had bought the Actionetics MD multidimensional, and it's $118 a month commission, but they must have mistakenly added a few zeros. So we actually have a $11,880 commission that's in our account right now. I'll show you. It's really kind of funny. So like I just logged in and saw like this. So $11,880. And I was like, what is actually, I missed the announcement. So I didn't know this is some type of high-end like coaching program or something. But yeah, it's weird. So they actually have like up here, for whatever reason, it just added 2 extra zeros. Down here, it's got the right amount, like $118 monthly. But I just thought that was, it was kind of ironic because I was just we were about to have a whole hour hangout on ClickFunnels, and to see that was kind of funny. So really, I didn't have this is kind of a bonus that we added kind of last minute, and really just wanted to add as much value as possible in addition to all the other stuff we gave away, which is cool. But I really wanted to structure this, especially given that there's only a handful of people that are actually here live. I'm sure the rest of people will watch it on the replay and stuff, and whatever we do after the fact, selling it or giving whatever we do after it is another thing. But I think a lot of the value in the next 58 minutes is going to be more interactivity, meaning I'll talk about some cool stuff we've done in the past. I'll walk through some of the funnels that I think have been super unique and successful, and then why they worked and what we did and all that good stuff. From our Trump coin funnel to our 3M funnel to a bunch of that stuff. But really, I want to make this about you guys, right? Because in the day, everyone here is watching, you understand the power of investing in yourself, right? You all got expert secrets. Some of you already had the book and you did it just to get another copy. You've all invested in my program, most of you. So you all get the value of investing in yourself and constantly improving your skills, just like I do. And so I want to make sure that for the next hour or whatever, that we're covering stuff that's very valuable to you and very relevant to what you're doing, right? Because at the end of the day, like we could take this conversation in a bunch of ways, right? We're talking about funnels and funnels. It's a massive topic, and there's everything from the copy angle to the follow up to the driving traffic there to the sequencing to the kind of layout and structure of the page, short form, long form, VSLs. I mean, we could spend weeks just covering funnels and funnel design and structure and traffic and optimization, CRO, all that good stuff. But we had an hour. And so in this hour, this is your time. So what I love is, I'll kind of guide it. I don't want to put anyone on the spot right now, but I'd love for you guys to use the chat box, or you can use the Q&A, just like we use for our weekly training, and ask me your questions, right? This is going to be more of a open session, open dialogue. And I think that's, in my opinion, going to be the way we get the most value out of this. So, don't hold back. Like anything is, obviously if it's relevant to funnels, is on topic and fair game. So if you want to talk about specific funnels we've done, if you want to talk about, hey, here's my funnel, can you look at it, do a funnel audit? We can do that. Traffic ideas to a funnel, email follow-up, all that stuff is on the table for tonight. So, so if everyone watching right now, feel free to drop that in the chat and let me know what you guys want to talk about, specific questions you have, your funnel links, all that good stuff. And just let me know that you're good with that, right? That's something you're thumbs up for. So just let me know in the chat box that that's a good model, a good flow, and just say good to go. We'll get started, get rocking here. It'll be it's cool timing because we just got our Miles from ClickFunnels, who handles the 2 Comma Club award and a lot of that stuff, just emailed us on Thursday, I think, saying that we got our second 2 Comma Club award. So we have our Facebook Ad IQ funnel, officially past the $1 million mark. And so we're getting that second plaque sent out, which I'm really, really excited about. Because this way we have, some other funnels to talk about. I don't have to keep talking about the Trump funnel as our 2 Comma Club funnel. Now we have some other options to talk about, and I don't have to keep talking about Donald Trump. I can actually talk about Facebook Ad IQ and stuff we're really excited about. So it's good timing with that, that we got our second 2 Comma Club award going, and hopefully this hour is going to be able to help you guys get a little closer to that goal and get one of those plaques for your office, which would be really cool. I got to just minimize every tab, a bunch of tabs open with all these different funnels, and they all have intercom pop up on them. So I just got to go through and make sure that they're all closed out, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Cool. So you guys with me? Everyone alive? And so we got a few people on here. I know it's not a lot of people, but let me know that we got a pulse and that everyone here has got at least some. I know it's the end of the day, right? I know it's 6 o'clock for me. It's been a long day, but I'm here for you guys. So let's dive in. All right. Pull over desktop number 2. Let me get the chat open, participants, get all that good stuff. Cool. All right. So can you guys see my screen? You can see the 3M funnel, 3M ClickFunnels. Everyone can see that? Cool. So where I want to start is actually a funnel that we don't talk about too much because it's not as direct response as some of our sexier funnels, like our Trump funnel and our Facebook Ad IQ funnel. Other stuff we'll talk about tonight. But one of the questions I get from a lot of people is like, is a funnel going to work for my business? Well, does my offer need a funnel? Is having a B2B business not work for funnels, right? And so I love sharing this funnel because it's a very unique situation. So basically, we flew up to 3M, and I actually have a I want to see if I can find it real quick. I have a photo from this. It's actually really cool of all of us up at 3M. Here we go. I'm actually in the process right now of creating a brand new webinar. And so here's us. Wow, I was in such good shape like a year and a half ago. I put on a lot of weights. I look at this and I'm like, oh man, what happened in the last year and a half? So this is us, a partner, Jeremy, Kevin Harrington, Brian Harrington, and executives from 3M. So we flew up to 3M. They flew us up there. We went to their applied sciences lab. This is the coolest thing ever. Everyone thinks that 3M is this boring company, but they have more PhDs and they hold more patents than any company in the world. And they have this massive place they bring all their partners in. and it's this incredible giant auditorium kind of, and they have like 42 different setups, like stages, and each one basically is demonstrating one of their business divisions and a new emerging technology they're working on. It was like being in Tony Stark's lab, like crazy cool stuff. So we got to fly up there. We got to hang out for the day with the 3M team. And basically they came to us and said, hey, for the window film division, we need help basically building more leads, generating more qualified leads for our window film dealers around the country, because they have a certain time of year where they get tons of organic traffic, tons of referrals, but then the rest of the year they get really no leads. And they had no ability to generate consistent qualified leads into their funnel to then distribute to all of their dealers to then drive sales. So we ideated with them for a while. And basically what it came down to for us was understanding that this is not going to be a traditional play where you can just drive cold traffic to a landing page, to an e-commerce page, and sell $3,000 window film for your home, right? To put this expensive window film in your windows, right? It was going to be a longer process. It was going to require a lot of problem agitation, a lot of education, a lot of nurturing. And so what we came up with is basically a really advanced kind of indoctrination nurture sequence where we focused on what are the key pain points that somebody came to 3M for window film for, or needed window film for, and how could we isolate those and give each of them their own kind of day to really push the problem and agitate it, and then eventually offer the solution. So we created this funnel for them. We were actually the only company that was approved by 3M to do automated sales funnels, which was kind of cool. We were the first ones to actually build a sales funnel for any division in their company. So this is a really exciting opportunity. And so what we did is we tied together an incentive they gave us, which was a $100 savings code that customers could use to get $100 off their installation. We also use it for tracking purposes to track dealers because, again, all of these leads are local. So we had on the back end with Infusionsoft, and I'll open this so you guys aren't looking at a blank screen so we can get diving here. But every lead, this was so time consuming. Every lead that came in here, we had tagged it by location, by city, and each one went into their own Infusionsoft sequence. So every city had their own sequence, and each email campaign referenced a local dealer. So all the leads got routed to the right dealer, which is very time consuming. And as I'm going through this, guys, so a few people have joined since I started, which is great. In the beginning when I started this, I said, I'm here for you. I don't have a ton of structure today for this. I really wanted to make this interactive as possible and speak to your challenges, problems, and where you need the most help. So feel free while I'm talking about this to drop questions you have about specific funnels, drop links to your funnels if you want to look at it and provide feedback. Anything you want, like please drop it in the chat box, and let me know because that's going to guide a lot of this conversation. And again, I'm here for you to help you make better funnels and obviously to show you what we've done, but at the same time to make it more valuable for you. So make sure you do that if you just chimed in, if you're just joining while we're going through some of these funnels. So again, what we did is we drove traffic to this kind of advertorial type offer. So we created a piece of content, a blog post. We tested a lot of blog posts. This is the one that got the most engagement and feedback. And so we basically created an article, 5 things that can be damaged by the sun in your home. And we targeted homeowners. We targeted specific types of homes. So homes built after a certain time period in Facebook, because those are prime candidates. And we drove traffic to this page. And so the focus is on the content. Now, at the same time, we also over here had an exclusive offer. So we gave a $100 savings code offer for 3M window films. We hit on the benefits of the window film that we're going to dive into a lot deeper in the following sequences. And we gave people the ability to claim that code right off the bat. So if they wanted, it's a fine balance between distracting and allowing the low-hanging fruit to convert. Because there's always going to be a group of people that are just impulse buyers. They're in, right? You sold them, they don't need much selling, and you want to make sure you capture those people and don't lose them. And at the same time, you don't want to distract people too much. So we kind of found we tested a lot, and we found this is a good middle ground for between the two things. So we said, claim your $100 gift card. We got a progress bar up here to show it's almost done. We collected name, email, city, state. This is so we could route to the right dealers. And then we asked people, this is like something that I think a lot of us, we get kind of lazy with funnels. We just do the bare minimum, and we probably, could do a better job of qualifying and segmenting leads. And so what we wanted to know is, what is most important to you? And based on which one of these they selected, that's the landing page we focused on first. We hit them with first. So if keeping your home safe and secure was most important, the first email you got was going to the landing page that highlighted those benefits. And I'm going to show you those landing pages after. So we made sure to lead with what's relevant, right? And then we'd follow up the rest of the stuff. And again, like not a super advanced piece of content, right? It's kind of clickbaity. It's got a good amount of content, but it's more about just getting people to raise their hand and say, this is relevant for me, that I have a home and I care about it not being damaged by the sun, right? In hindsight, again, this is a funnel we made like over a year ago. In hindsight, based on what we know today, and a lot of our getting to meet with Perry Belcher and a lot of digital marketer team and getting to know them well and all the data they have on all of their websites, we would probably remove this image. Like it's a lot of these images, they push the content down, and that decreases opt-in rates and just it gets in kind of engagement rates. So probably remove this or move it to the side so we can get to the content first and focus on the content and the call to action. But again, we just hit on, what does the sun do? We kind of talk about how window film works. We put in the back of their mind that window film is something that is like necessary. And we had, a lot of comments on here. So we drove a lot of traffic to this funnel. And as you can see, this got a ton of comments on it. So this was the primary traffic. We drove all the traffic, cold traffic to this page. What did Cindy? Cindy said, is it best not to have any links across the top of the page? So I think it depends. If you're doing a long form sales page, I think it's like some of our pages do have kind of a navigation that drops you to certain points on the page. If it's very long form, I think having a call to action or some type of button at the top is helpful a lot of times. As long as it's not too distracting, as long as it goes to the core objective of what you want people to do on this page. What we found with 3M specifically is that a lot of people have questions about the product. It's not a, pick off the wall, use it. It's not, like a bottle of water or a piece of tape or sticky notes, right? It requires more education, build more questions. Again, if we were doing this today, we probably would put intercom on here and have somebody on standby to actually answer things in real time. But when we created this, it was a little ahead of its time, so we didn't have intercom on here. So again, what we did here, if they opted in, we just had a really basic thank you page they would go to. If it ever loads. So drove them to a thank you page. If they signed up, we emailed them the code. We then give them the ability to go right to find the dealer. Very basic, very clean thank you page. Now, if they didn't, we then would push to certain landing pages based on, remember in the beginning, what we asked was most important. Depending on which of those they selected, they then got routed to a landing page that spoke about each one of the issues. Let me see if I can find another one. So we had a great video here. If temperature control was your most important thing, we had, the ultimate solution for controlling your home's temperature year-round. Keeps your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer, while also helping you save 10% of the energy bill. Gets right to the point. We focus on numbers because we found after doing a lot of market research, that not only do people care about temperature control, but they also cared about savings. So what we wanted to make sure people understood is that this is an investment in your home, and this isn't just an expense, right? It's like solar panels. It's an upfront investment, but you're going to actually make money. You're going to save money in the long run. So we talked about how this is going to reduce your cooling cost by 30%, how it's actually going to help you decrease your power bill, decrease your energy bill, save more money. You can use that money for other things that you couldn't use before. We highlighted some key facts in here, right? So, highlighting the problems with existing solutions. That a single window pane loses 20 times as much heat as the same area in the adjacent wall. 30% of all energy is used to heat and cool homes, goes out the window. All this stuff. We highlight, it stays warm in the winter, stay cool in the summer. We provide testimonials in here. We had videos, again, like these videos probably been pulled on YouTube because it's been, a year and a half or so. We actually had a lot of UGC. So real people talking about real benefits. We highlight the lifetime warranty, the guarantees, all that good stuff. And then threw them into their window film dealer to contact. And we had retargeting set up for all of these based on where they were location-wise. We retargeted them to the specific dealer that was most relevant to them. So I don't want to spend too much more time on this because we have a lot of stuff to get into. But the reason I wanted to show you guys this funnel, and again, you guys can go through all these funnels. Carl posted the link there, is just to give you a sense that not every funnel has to be a direct sale. Not every single funnel needs to sell something in the actual funnel to be successful, right? So a funnel like this is about lead gen for high ticket items and brick and mortar. So very, very different type of business. And I thought it was just interesting to highlight that in case anybody here is, has a client like that or is in that business and is thinking that, I can't use funnels for my business. Cool. So let me see what else we can do here. I think that the Trump funnel could be a good one that I want to show you guys. I just want to highlight the right one. We have so many of them because there's one that's a little more updated and specific than the other one. It's not that one. Let's see. For whatever reason, it's not here. But what I'll do is I'll just talk you through that what we were doing there. So this was, I think it's this page. Cool. Actually, one sec, sorry. It was this one. And don't be too quiet, guys. Like, I don't know if I emphasize it enough, but this is a session for you. So I know that every one of you sitting here there's ways you want to improve your funnel, right? You all want to make your funnels better. You want to get more traffic. You want to convert more people. You want to get more leads. You want to get more sales. I want to, right? I always want to do better. And I know you guys have to have some questions, right? You have to have a funnel you're running traffic to right now, a funnel you're generating leads from right now, a funnel that you're selling something on right now, a funnel that you're thinking about doing. Do you have questions about, hey, should I do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I, add this element? What do you think of this, right? So make sure to drop those in there. I feel like it's the Cindy show, which is great. I'll talk to Cindy all night. We'll have like a private session, but just want to make sure we're don't want to wait till the end if everyone asks questions, then we run out of time. Cool, Cindy. So let me answer this before I jump into the Trump coin funnel. You said on the 3M funnel, can you explain again how you decided where to send them if they didn't end up on the thank you page? Yeah. So on the 3M funnel, let me see if I can go back there real quick. All right. .3M. Okay. So when they claimed their code, basically this $100 off code was our lead magnet because we are using the content as freebie. Basically, we're giving the content away, and then if you wanted the code, that was the lead magnet. So right here, based on what they selected, that then sent them to a different landing page because this would tag them. We were using Infusionsoft at the time. So in Infusionsoft, we had it set up. So if they selected this option or this option, it tagged them differently. So this would tag them as interest and security. And then we had a campaign set up that when that tag was applied, it triggered this sequence of emails. And the first email in that sequence was an email about the safety features, security features, and it directed them to that landing page. Same thing with the saving on heating and air conditioning. That tagged them as being interested in that, and we sent them along to the that as well. You can also in ClickFunnels use, if you wanted to take it a step further, you could use their survey feature, and within the survey builder, you can select where the person goes, which page they go to, based on what option they select. You can also set custom audiences. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do in the ClickFunnels survey builder. So if you wanted to send them directly to a specific page, you could use that feature. But we just had email follow-up in place. So we just tagged them differently in Infusionsoft. And you can do that with any, any of the major email platforms. Set up a different tag for them there. Okay. So Sachi said, all right, ask and you shall receive. Here's my funnel if you want to do an audit. Basically, I created an application process for my day trading program, questionnaire, video, questionnaire opportunity to set up call. Been doing well in small tests. I'm getting ready to rework it. A little basic info I've gotten, and also shooting a video and changing the framing of the opportunity. Would like your thoughts on doing it this way. Any ideas, any thoughts on ad copy? Cool. So I will, that's what I'm gonna do right after. I just wanna show everyone our Trump funnel. Because this was like, what's amazing is the lack of, and this actually, I don't know why this option's not showing. It's showing like a weird version of it. We did have UGC on this page, but again, like I think a lot of us, we overcomplicate the product page. We overcomplicate the funnel landing page, and we focus so much on bells and whistles and NLP and all kinds of crazy stuff. And sometimes we forget just the fact that like the biggest thing is understanding who your perfect buyer is, right? So who is the person that's going to go crazy for the product, and how can I speak to them? What language can I use? How can I present things that's tailored to them, right? So what we understood was that our target demo for this offer was, kind of senior citizens. They were all pretty much over the age of 50. They were, kind of lower middle class. They really, really loved President Trump, at the time, candidate Trump. They despise government. They despise the system, all that stuff. And they weren't very tech savvy. And so we needed to create a landing page that was very, very easy to navigate, that didn't have too much flashy stuff, not too many distractions, that focused purely on what the product looks like, benefits they care about, like being made in the USA, making America great again, supporting the president, little things like that. That's really what mattered to them. Certificate authenticity, all these little things, the fact that it's genuine US currency, giving FAQs is really important for that type of demographic. It's important for most demographics, but specifically that one, because these are the most common questions you get from people. So why wait to answer it via email and lose a sale when you can just answer them here? It's so much easier to do it that way. But again, we put the checkout page right on here. We didn't do a pop-up. We didn't do a second page, anything like that. And again, this is good for that demographic. Now, for certain other demographics, if it's millennials, youngers, they might require a totally different approach. But I think what I like to highlight with this landing page is that this funnel generated over $4 million in about 4 months. So we sold $4 million worth of this coin in 4 months with this. And again, I don't know why this variation doesn't show it. We did have a section that had photos of our customers, and they all looked exactly the same. And they were exactly who you think the ideal customer was. But that's great, because that's what people relate with, right? It was a bunch of, older, white people with all kinds of America, make America great again stuff, handling all their products, all that kind of stuff. We had video testimonials. So we did have UGC on here. It's just not on this variation for some reason. We highlighted the fact that Like, again, this is all about wording, right? So we were selling a coin that costs us less than $2 all in plus shipping for $19.95. But we would throw in benefits like, hey, we're not going to charge you for shipping. It was actually a benefit because like we didn't have a way at the time when we do this funnel to like accurately do real-time shipping. So we said, hey, that's too much of a headache. Let's just say, we're going to do free shipping and add as a benefit, right? They don't know what our margins are, but it seems like a benefit. So it's adding perceived value is really, really important there. What's also interesting is we tested a lot of variations of this. We had variations where we had this beautiful, like multi-color blue and red background with it's a gradient overlaying Trump. We had some really slick looking landing pages that we did in the beginning, and they just didn't convert as well. We put up this basic one that was kind of just white, gray, and blue, very basic tones with very basic language, and this just crushed it. We highlighted the fact that we had limited quantities available, that we had sold 100,000 of them, that they're all made in the USA. So David, the UGC was right here. So we had a block between this and the FAQ that then had, I think the headline was "Join Your Fellow Patriots Today," something like that, and then it had a grid of photos. Jack said, "Love the concept. The funnel looks clean. Couple of questions around the topic. Profit margins on those coins." So this was, and I'll show you the upsells and stuff. So again, we tested a funnel at $29.95, and we actually converted pretty well, even selling at $29.95. We were paying, I think it was $1.35 for this. This was a $half coin. So the coin this is a 50-cent coin, so you can use this as currency. So we had to at least get 50 cents. And then I think it was like 85 cents for a manufacturer to print the sticker, put the sticker on, and package it. And then we were able to use like little sleeves for shipping that were only like 30 cents or something. So I think all in we were around like $2 to $2.50 for this, and we were selling it for $19.95. So the margins on this were absolutely amazing. Now, in terms of how we drove traffic, it was a combination of we started initially with a lot of Facebook ads. So we tested a lot of ads. We drove a lot of paid traffic until we found ad copy and creative that worked really well. And then we partnered with an affiliate network that ran an exclusive with us so that we could scale more rapidly. Because we would have been able to hit 4 million in 4 months starting with only us running Facebook ads ourselves. We just needed a lot more distribution. So we did a CPA deal with our affiliate network and paid out a very generous commission on the front end. We provided the copy, the creative, the strategy, the targeting, and then they had their partner start running it, email drops, all that stuff, and that allowed us to scale a lot more rapidly. I saw one version where you had a video with some celebratory music. Yeah, so we had we tested basic kind of 1200 by 628 graphics with Trump kind of waving in the coin. That was super, super simple. That worked really well. But then we also ran square video ads that were like a 3D animation of the coin spinning and rotating with some patriotic music playing and like the flag flying in the back. That did really, really well. We had a testimonial carousel, like a UGC carousel. That was a carousel of a bunch of our customers with the coins. That did really well. We had a slideshow square ad that was a rapid slideshow of all our customers, which did really well as well. We ran, when Time Magazine picked him as Time Man of the Year, we ran a image of that cover, basically saying, celebrate Trump becoming Time's Man of the Year with your coin today. So we tested a lot of stuff, and honestly, with this offer, almost all of it worked. Like most stuff worked. It was just a matter of what was the most profitable. That's really what it came down to for us. Okay. And then in regards to upsells, like this is the key is we had a ton of upsells. You got it, Jack. And we'll have the replay and everything for you. So we'll have plenty of, you'll be able to catch that on the back end of this. So we ran a ton of upsells. Like that's what allowed us to get so aggressive with our CPA for affiliates and pay out really, really high payouts, because our AOV was almost $100 on this. As crazy as that sounds, our average order value was about close to 100, because a lot of people were buying multiple coins on the front end, not just one coin. So most people were buying at least two, usually 3 coins. So that's, 40 to 60 bucks right here. And then we had our first upsell was gold layer. So we allowed them to upgrade each of their coin. This was massive because the additional cost, it wasn't a new product. It was basically just using a gold coin instead of a silver. So a gold plated one, so it added, I think, like 15 to 25 cents to the product for us. We were able to sell it for $9.95 each. So the margin just got a lot better. If you got a gold coin from us, that was even better for us. What we also did is we used Jamie Smith's CF Pro tools. We worked with Jamie a lot on this funnel. He did a lot of custom work for us. And now a lot of things he did custom for us, we paid a lot for. He's turned into freebies or premium tools inside CF Pro tools that you can check out. So you can come in here and select how many coins you want to upgrade. So we gave you multiple options for one-click upsells. So if you bought 8 coins and you wanted all of them to be gold, you could upgrade them with 1 click. And we just made 80 bucks. If you got 8 but only wanted 2 to be gold, you could click this. Now 6 of your coins are silver, 2 are gold. Then you could pass on that. And so again, we just kept it very clean. Wait, special one-time only offer, turn your coins gold, convert the coins you just ordered to be 24 karat gold layered. We gave a nice graphic, kept it very, very clean, simple. So that was upsell number 1. Then upsell number 2, we found we worked with a manufacturer, basically a company that works with the U.S. Treasury, so they had access to all these really special coins and collectibles. So we then had like a Reagan coin. So we knew that, hey, Ronald Reagan is like a hero for Republicans. So most people like Trump are probably going to be Ronald Reagan fans. So we said, hey, remember the late great President Ronald Reagan, special limited offer, this stunning black ruthenium. We picked really unique coins. So like the black ruthenium is super cool. It looks really, really high end. It's got 24 karat gold plated. We give all the details down here about how rare it is, how it's uncirculated. Another one-click upsell, another high margin product. Basically, every additional upsell somebody took, our margins got better and better. Then we worked on the higher ticket, right? It's important. Like, I think too many people get content with 1 or 2 upsells. You should, we tried to add as many upsells as possible because we don't have to get the average order value up really high. At the end of the day, like if you just didn't want to get any more and you were bored, you could exit, right? You don't have to finish checkout. We sent you the receipt and everything. So then we had, what was the additional one? This was an 8 coin set. We tell people, hey, you got to just randomly select it for this exclusive offer. It made them feel special. Like this was kind of some unique offer they were getting that wasn't presented to everybody. And we built on the set. So then we said, hey, we're giving you a 8 coin set that features the first lady, the first daughter, when Trump met Obama, when he was elected. Basically, these are all events in his election cycle. So when he was a real estate developer, when he got married, when he announced his presidency, when he announced his vice president, his first debate, being elected, and meeting with Obama, and we get a bonus coin. So we threw in an additional bonus, $200 value, $99.5. We sold a ton of these, the set. Then the final one we threw in was super premium. So this was a 6 coin set, but these were all silver eagles, which is an ounce of almost pure silver. So these are actually like collectible coins or silver coins, really valuable. So we were pushing the collector. So this is like the ultimate collection. If you're the ultimate Trump fan, the ultimate collector, this is a set that you're going to get. Super rare, only making a certain amount of these. They're highest quality in the coin industry, $300 value for $199.5. What we also did, which is not in this, for whatever reason, is not in this funnel, we then dump people into our Patriot product store. So then what we created on the back end of this is we have 85,000 or so customers that have bought from us and they all probably want to buy other Trump things. They all probably want to buy other Republican things. Let's just make a general store on Shopify called Patriot Products, and we'll sell all those. We can use, a Barlow and AliExpress. We can just drop a bunch of these products and also sell a lot of our coins. And so we would dump people after they bought from us into Patriot Products. So then they could all, buy more stuff. And then we'd also do follow up on the retargeting, post-purchase, and email to Patriot Products and give them a special VIP code as Trump coin supporters and Trump coin customers. Then just the last thing on this, and I'll hop into some of your questions, everybody. We found, obviously when you sell, hundreds of thousands of a product in a very short window of time, you deal with a lot of customer support and customer service issues and questions. So we wanted to make sure hey, we answered a lot of our most common questions on the checkout page as well. So we did an FAQ on here as well. So we did an FAQ in the beginning, then we also did an FAQ on the back end, talking about shipping times, all this stuff. Just to clarify that, we gave them additional links and resources to get support, more money back guarantee. Again, just to try to eliminate, we had a whole support staff that we had hired to handle phone calls and returns. But we wanted to try to make up for that. And then we just still pushing the value, right? Hey, you're a proud owner of a piece of history. We really want to make people feel special and excited, eliminate as much buyer remorse as possible. Okay. So David said, is it right you had to map out the funnel for both Trump and Hillary since you didn't know who could win? I think I heard you say at one point. So we didn't map out both per se. What I had done is I built this funnel out using Hillary winning. So the name, it was Hillary coin or something like that, and the graphics and stuff were all for her. And then when Trump won, I just had to go through and basically I didn't have to redo the funnel. The steps were all the same, but the content was all different. So I had to go through and do all the content over and everything, which was a kind of pain in the ass. It took me an entire night to do it, but ended up being the best thing we could do. Cool. So let me go to, let me pull up Sach, your funnel here. Okay. So this is step number 1. So this is starting an application. Okay. Do you want to be a professional day trader? Check the box below and say updated via Facebook Messenger. Okay. So you don't use this page. Good. So that's probably good, because I was gonna rip into this one pretty hard. Was it the other one? Okay. So is it this page that you're saying starts the funnel? Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to answer Jimmy's question. So Jimmy asked, thinking about doing a clothing funnel, print on demand with Viper as step 1. Any recommendation for upsells? Maybe stuff that works well for you. It's startup drugs. Got any local unpaid internships of any kind? Okay. So you're doing a clothing funnel, print on demand with Viper as step 1. So you're starting your funnel with a contest, essentially. Is that what you're saying? Like a giveaway? What I would say while you're answering that is, when you're doing print on demand, the margins are pretty slim. And so you have limited wiggle room of what you can do versus, some traditional courses or info products, high ticket on funnels. If it's print on demand, a lot of your focus needs to be on, driving traffic to individual products, and the funnels really kick in on the back end, right? So the funnel purpose for e-com, at least for print on demand e-com, has got to be on AOV increase. So increasing the average order value and making it more profitable for your traffic on the front end. So I would look at using either a one-click upsell from Zipify or CardHook as the two options for post-purchase one-click upsell. So that way, when somebody buys product A, they then get thrown into a one-click upsell sequence based on what product they bought. And so that's what I would focus on is, what additional upsells and downsells can I add for all my products that are relevant, they tie in, based on data that people are buying these products together. Usually you can make a sweet deal on them. And that way I can increase my average order value by, 20, 30, 40, 50%, because that's really the name of the game when it comes to print on demand based on margins. To make the traffic work, the paid traffic and cold traffic work, it's got to be on average order value and lifetime value gains and increases. If you can do that, you can afford to really drive a lot of paid traffic. If you can't get repeat purchases and increase average order value, it becomes really, really difficult to do that, to do paid traffic on the front end, just because the price point's too low and the margins are too slim, and the cost per acquisition is going up too rapidly with Facebook and Google and every traffic channel pretty much. So I'd love to, if you want to send over the link to your website, just so I get a feel for what product you're selling and stuff, I can take a look. In regards to your second question, we definitely are expanding our, we are looking at some interns. So that's something that we can definitely talk about. If you want to email Karl, Karl, at unicorninnovations.com, and just say you're on the webinar and talk about an internship, he's the best person to talk to. And, we'll talk about it tomorrow at the office and see what makes sense. All right, Sach, let me pull up this. Okay. Limitless trading. Do you want to be an equity day trader? This is a pre-screening questionnaire from Limitless Trading. Got it. Do you want to be an equity day trader? So just top of my head, a few things. I would make this a lot bigger. Like, it's a nice background and everything, but this has got to be the focus, this part. This part should be way bigger than your logo. The logo isn't, again, I think we talked about this in the past, like, until you're a Coke or an Apple or a Pepsi or a Nabisco or whatever, your brand isn't going to sell anybody. It's just not, it doesn't have the brand power. This is going to get people to do it, right? This is going to get people to do it. This is not going to do it. So this shouldn't be the biggest, most prominent and noticeable thing on the page, because that's where my eyes go, because it's bright yellow and it's the biggest. So I would make that smaller, maybe make the color less prominent, or just put it higher on the page. When it comes to this question, I would focus more on the outcome, right? So when people come to you, why do they want to do day trading? What's the top 5 answers, top 3 answers people give you when they say, hey, Sach, I really want to be a day trader because X, because Y. And I'm guessing it's because, hey, I want to be an equity day trader because I think it's a way for me to make money from home. So I can have, so you're saying exactly. So to make money, have freedom, and then the passion for it's part of it as well. And so that's what I would be asking them. Not asking if you want to be an equity day trader, but hey, do you want to make more money, have more freedom, and have fun doing it? Question mark. Like, every single person that reads that is going to start shaking their head and saying yes, right? That's a very, very key part of it, is getting people to, so it's actually funny. I'm going through all of so we're creating all new webinars. So we've obviously have Russell stuff. We also are working with Dave Van Hoos, who taught Russell his webinars, Speaking Empire. And we have this whole framework up here. Sorry, I couldn't share it with you guys. It's because we just paid a lot for it. But one of his big things, and Russell talks about this, is like inducing yes statements. So constantly asking people things that they're going to say yes to and nod their head and sorry, yes, yes, yes. Because then when you do ask them for money or to buy something, they're going to say yes, because they're in that mindset of saying yes to everything. So that's what I would lead with. And again, you can refine it. You can make it a little more specific, but just top of my head, I would say, hey, I got a question for you. Do you want to make more money this year? you want to have more freedom this year? And do you want to do something that you love and wake up happy every single day? And then drop into the description. Hey, my name's Sash, and I wanted those things so badly. And luckily for me, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, I met somebody who taught me how to day trade. And I was instantly hooked. And flash forward to today, I now make money where I no longer have to worry about bills and anything. I can go on vacations. I can buy things I want. I can do the things I want. I have the freedom to work from home. I'm not a slave to a 9-to-5 job. I can take off for a week. And I also wake up excited every single morning to do what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I never wake up and think, man, I got to work today, right? So that's my tie-in. Like this to me, it's not enough to get me to fill out an application, right? I think I would test a video version, and then I would test a version where you write up more of text, like I said here. So I would keep the headline because the headline's strong, and then test whether to use a video or more of a just kind of paragraph description. But I think highlighting how those are things that you wanted and you discovered day trading and flash forward to today, and you've achieved all those things, because you want people to get excited about they're going to get excited about the results. Nobody cares about the path necessarily. They don't care about what they got to do work-wise. They care about what the work's going to do for them. So if you get them excited and hooked on the results, now they're going to want that. And now you tell them how to get it. So, hey, I know you want that because I wanted that. And there's a lot of, listen, there's a lot of people out there who are telling you that you can achieve these things by, buying a course, by, starting an ad agency, by doing social media marketing, by investing in real estate, by doing X, Y, and Z. And I tried all those things. And it wasn't until I discovered day trading and met my mentor, but I don't know your exact story, but kind of going down that path, that I realized that this was my path to achieving those things. And that's why today I'm so excited you're here, because now I have the opportunity to share my exact path with you to achieving those results, because you want those results, right? Yes, of course you do. And then you can get into the fact that, hey, to really make sure that this is the best fit for you and that this is going to be the path that's most likely to help you achieve financial freedom and whatever, all the good stuff. Just take a few minutes to fill out this questionnaire so I can help you best, right? Because you also need to tie in this into being a part of achieving those results. This needs to be directly tied into that, so they're excited to fill this out. Not that they feel like this is work, right? This is a step to them hitting those goals and getting to that outcome. As a day trader, you'll have the opportunity to work remotely from anywhere in the world and make a living by trading for just a few hours a day. You'll be trained by veteran traders. You'll access other traders. So this is stuff that I wouldn't hold back. Like, this seems like content that should be on the page before. Like, this is good copy. I don't know why it won't let me go back. Let me see. And then I would also, just last thing on this, make this button. This button should be bright. This should be one of the most visible things on the page. Because some people are probably going to get here, and they might not even notice this is a button. So I would really emphasize the get started. And I would even change this and say, instead of saying like yes to, start my path to success, or begin my journey to financial freedom. Something like that's much more actionable, that they're going to be excited to click, right? If I'm on this page, and even if I don't pay attention to any of this, but I see a button right here that says begin my journey to financial freedom, I would click that. Or are you, do you want to be financially secure, financially free today? Yes. Click that. Like any type of like statement, question that's powerful and solution focused is going to get them to click a lot more than just a yes. And I think this is not even something I see this, a lot of people do this, where they they kind of just take for granted because it's a button, people are going to click it and they don't have to put any copy on it. This is an opportunity to do, to test more copy, right? Instead of just saying click me or download or yes, put something that's more personal and actionable there. And like the test I do is if all the text was invisible on this page and all people knew was what the ad said to get them here, would it still make sense to click this button? And if it doesn't, then you probably need to do some work on it. Cool. Yeah. And you can even have fun with it too. Like depending on how you want to like present the brand, even putting something where it's like a picture of Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street, or like some, Gordon Gekko or one of these guys is like super recognizable. Like, are you going to be the next Jordan Belfort? Like you can obviously jokingly not going to be arrested and stuff, but like that lifestyle and that, the aspirational part of what he did, that's a great, I think, angle on the ads or even putting in here. And again, it depends on whether you want it to be a super serious brand, whether you're going to have fun with it. And that's, at the end of the day, one of your calls you're going to have to make internally. Let's see. So Jimmy Fanist. And again, any of you guys that have, I'm more than happy, just like I did for Sach, if you have a link to your landing page, your funnel that you're going to look at and provide feedback, I'd love to do that. So just let me know. Jimmy, so contest, cheap cold traffic, haven't tested it, but cold emails and texts, great for Instagram bios. So let's see. So the idea was cheap cold traffic. So I don't like the, I don't know why it didn't go. We should never be, our goal should never be to get cheap traffic, right? Our goal should be getting high quality traffic as cost effectively as possible. Now I know that's just like that's probably what you meant, but it's important in our mind to think that way. So we're focused on quality over cost, because you can get right now I could run traffic I can run just audience network placement, and I can get you thousands, tens of thousands of clicks for pennies, for 5-6 cents a click all day. But the traffic is crap, super, super low quality, because a lot of the clicks are accidental, people on apps clicking the interstitials. And at the end of the day, I would rather pay $1 per click and get people who are actually really, really excited about my offer from my ad, because they're more likely to buy. So that's really just got to be the focus, is quality traffic, cost effectively acquired. Is this a live site right now? Okay, good. It's good to know, just based on like some of the things being broken. So cheap cold traffic to a Viper contest, to build an email messenger list, one reward to be a $5, $10 gift card, upsell those who buy with gift card, continue to market to list. Is there a reason why you're not driving traffic to like targeting, BMW drivers to the BMW t-shirt or specific things like that? The reason I ask is doing, running contests with where the reward is a gift card for your products. The challenge with that is you're going to get people who, like most of the people who are going to enter the contest are people who would likely buy your stuff. Because if I'm not interested, if I don't like any of this or not interested in wearing it, I wouldn't give my email away for a gift card that's only valuable for buying some of the store. So that's something I would just be cautious of, is like the reward itself inherently is going to draw in really people that would buy your stuff. So to me, it makes more sense to drive people to the products. So do some good targeting based on all the different products in here, drive people to those specific products, and then retarget people who don't buy, maybe with the contest, because maybe they liked it, but they didn't have the money, or they're, want a deal, or whatever it is. And that's, at least you're gonna get people that are just like, hey, I want to buy it, I'm going to buy it. And then they can get the incentive on the back end. And you don't lose the people that would be willing to buy right off that. Because if you go to the contest first, now pretty much anybody that was likely to buy is going to wait to see if they won before they do anything. And by the time they get a winner announcement, they might have just lost interest. So you want to capitalize on people that are interested when they're interested. So I would rather you create a bunch of different ad sets for all your products targeting the relevant product that you're talking about, whether it's a BMW, a car, Frida Kahlo, whatever it might be. Drive them to that product page and then retarget to a contest or sort of a giveaway on the back end. I think that's a better model. And then you can have the upsells for all the different types of products. So if somebody buys the CTR sweatshirt, then you upsell the CTR tote bag, the CTR long sleeve t-shirt, all that stuff. Maybe you can put together a bundle. So you put together a product bundle where you put together the long sleeve, the t-shirt, the hoodie, the tote bag, and now you have a higher ticket item on your store. That's also something that's really important. If you're selling print on demand, if you're selling apparel and like $20, $30 products, to try to put together bundles that can be $100 plus. So you have higher ticket items on your store, if that makes sense for you. Let me see just overall. So I'm wondering, like, I get the idea. I think it's an interesting concept. To like a fan site almost. The key for you is going to be really, really lasering in on the category, the industry. I would rather you focus on like just auto brands and like gearheads and stuff and dominating that and then branching out than trying to do a bunch of stuff. Like you have, Frida Kahlo, you have artists, you have cars, you have kind of multiple things going on, and like art and cars. I would rather you just focus on one of these and really figure out the model. And then from there, work to, branch out to other things. Because it is a competitive market. We did, so FanPrint, we were one of their biggest affiliates. We actually worked with their CEO and their executive team to help them like a year ago with launching like a lot of this and scaling out their traffic. So FanPrint is partnered with, all the big colleges, Major League Players Association, NASCAR, Cowboys, and they are dominating this market. So you can come on here and you can buy all kinds of, really, really specific t-shirts. So like this mom loves Buster Posey. So what was great about these products is that it made me as an affiliate, my job really easy driving traffic. Because I could target really, really specific audiences. I could target moms who are fans of Buster Posey and also like Major League Baseball, right? Like my job was so easy. So I would look at these guys, FanPrint, and model a lot of your designs and your marketing off of what they're doing because they're killing it. They have a massive affiliate program, and we drove a lot of sales for them because frankly, it was just really easy. This stuff is like, advertisers' dreams. Cool. Awesome. So do you have any other, Jimmy, any other questions about Fanist? That's the goal of their sub-brands. Yeah, so I think it's great to have the sub-brands. But I think like it seems like cars is really where your main focus is. And so I would focus on just finding a model that works really, really well for cars and even getting more specific than that. Like, you could even take what they're doing at FanPrint because this works. This is proven where it's, dating Bryce Harper. This girl loves Buster Posey, all these little things. And you could do the same thing on your site, right? This guy loves a CTR. This dad loves, you don't have to go as exact, but that model, because it makes targeting that much easier. You can get really, really laser focused with your ad set creation. And you could probably even go into, I'm sure they have a lot of Facebook groups out there for like fans of these cars. And I'm sure you can work out a deal with the owner of the group, pay him a sweet commission per sale, and have them run a promo for you, which is what I would do. I would reach out to all the Reddits, the Facebook groups, any type of like communities for these types of car owners, and work out an affiliate deal with them. That way you can start getting some sales coming in, start getting some profit that you can then invest in your paid traffic, start seeing what shirts, what designs are working best, what aren't working best, what types of products are working best. That's the biggest challenge with any drop shipping print-on-demand brand, is figuring out what type of product you should roll out. Should you put your design on a hoodie or a t-shirt or a tank top or a phone case? On IG to get the E30 designs. Instagram bot to get sales. Got it. So yeah, I mean, I would just be careful. I think, Instagram is definitely, and Facebook are both cracking down on both, Instagram and Twitter specifically are cracking down a lot on bots. So I want to make sure you don't get too dependent on bots as especially like scraping and stuff, as the primary traffic and sales driver. So I would start diversifying how you're acquiring traffic and customers, just to protect your kind of butt there. Cool. Well, anybody else? I know Sach and Cindy, you guys had some questions answered. Jimmy got some questions answered. I know Stacy or Jordan or David, if you guys have any specific questions, any specific landing pages that you want to look at, anything before we call it a night, hit me with it. Unless you're not ready right now. If it's something that you want to share later. Okay, clients for podcasting course. So the new podcast strategy is share your message and attract new clients on autopilot. The new podcast strategy to share your message and attract new clients on autopilot. New strategy to my crazy podcast growth hack. Share your message, attract. So I probably focus on, I think the goal is going to be, the outcome people want is to make more money, attract new clients, grow their brand, right? Sharing your message is more of a means to that, not so much the goal. So I think you could even shrink it and do the new podcast strategy to attract new clients on autopilot. And I would probably even, I think the new podcast strategy doesn't really it doesn't have that punch, that oomph. I think something like, my secret podcasting hack that attracts new clients on autopilot, or something like that, is a little more catchy hack or anything like that. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can do just my secret podcast strategy to attract new clients, or say my new podcast strategy to consistently attract new clients on autopilot. To consistently, automatically, let's see. Yeah, I think you can play around with that. I think just getting rid of the share your message part, because that's not really the outcome that people care about. The podcast itself is inherently sharing your message, right? So when you start a podcast or anything, you're sharing your message. So that you don't really need a strategy to share your message. Well, now I feel bad because you asked me for feedback and you can't change it, which sucks. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad headline. It's a solid headline. I just think it's a little long, and like the share message loses that impact. Yeah, I agree. I mean, even if you I mean, that's what I would do, and we've done that to clients in the past. So listen, it's a compromise. We'll let the numbers talk, let the data talk. Let's A/B test it. We'll test your version and we'll test my version. And if you're right, the numbers will show it and we'll go with yours. But at the worst, at least we tested it and that yours is better statistically. Because I think even if you're going to use 2 points, I would move the attract new clients up and say the new podcast strategy to attract new clients and grow your sales on autopilot or something like that. So you're getting more clients and also growing your sales. Something that's more exciting to a business owner. Really, at the end of the day, people have very few end goals. Everything kind of leads to a few core goals. And really for most people, it's to be happier, to make more money, to have more freedom. Those are like kind of the big ones. And obviously they all kind of go back to being happier. But that's where the outcome should come in. It's, hey, making more money, having more freedom, being happier. Those are the things that we should be working on, including our headlines, because those are what people really care about getting. And so if you have a method to help them get there faster and do it more consistently, that's what's really exciting. Okay, let me pull up the Cindy, let me look at this. Okay. I would make this, so I think giving people a 20% off discount for their first purchase is way too generous, and it's getting hit with it way too soon. I would make this an exit pop. So give people 20% off if they try to leave. How to make money teaching photography classes. What I'd rather you do, and this should be bigger. This looks like it's made for mobile. I think you're using just Uno based on the template I see. So just you can make one for desktop, make one for mobile. So I'd make this bigger and just more noticeable so it stands out. Also make it so like the background is there's a little transparency or overlay here. So this stands out a little more. And because you're teaching, so how to make money teaching photography classes. So you're giving away a guide. Well, what's kind of weird is, so if this is a funnel to get a free guide, the whole thing is you're already giving me something free for my email. So it's kind of weird that I got hit with a discount when you're not selling me anything. So that would have given me a 20% discount, but this whole page is for a free guide. And I'm going to give you my email address from here and all this information. So I think that's unnecessary. I think that makes sense for your sales page if you're actually selling something, but for this guide, you don't need it. If anything, it's a distraction from the core goal of this, which is to get them to claim their free guide. So I think this whole image, it's cool because it shows a group of people taking photos, but it doesn't do much in terms of selling me and converting me. I think it just takes a lot of space. And if I'm not doing if I don't have a big screen, I might not even have the button visible above the fold. This has got to be the feature, is getting me excited to get this free guide. So having a message here that says, how to make money teaching photography classes, that actually has a little description. Today, I'm going to give you a free guide from my paid program that has helped 500 men and women, start their own photography business. And again, we need to focus on the outcome here. So you already kind of do a good job of, making money teaching photography classes, which is great. but we can also highlight other things. So it's not just about money. It's about, hey, if I'm teaching photography classes, it means that I probably get to do something that used to be a hobby of mine that I love doing. Now it's my work. So I get to have fun doing this. I also probably get to have more free time, more flexibility. I get to be outside. There's all these additional benefits that I get if you can successfully help me create a paid photography class business. Let's see. Let's go over the 5 steps too. I think making this headline a little more actionable. So instead of saying, how to make money teaching photography classes, something more like the 10 steps to the 10 steps to launching your photography business and making more money, or something like that. So it's like, it's more goal oriented that highlights the guide. So the 10 steps to launching your 10 steps to I need to think on that. But I think just like getting the wheels turning a little bit of, instead of just being how to make money teaching photography classes, highlighting the fact that like this guide is going to teach you, and it's specific. There's going to be 10 steps in this guide that are going to help you launch and grow a photography business, something like that. And then having more of a description down here. I think actually what would be best is taking this video, pulling it up here, dropping the headline down to the left, pulling this up here, putting the button below that. So basically all of this is now above the fold and fully visible. That'd be huge for your conversion rate. Just that, not even adding any different content, just rearranging the layout of it. And then he said, just starting out lead generation side of things. So in the environment where everyone is trying to sell courses, teaching online, what is one of your best tips to stand out from the crowd? So 2 things. One is providing value, like value, giving before ever asking or even like starting to make people think they have an ulterior motive. I think the second is building a relationship with the person. So the person on this page, making them, one, like you, trust you, and also feel like there's relatability, meaning that what you don't want to do, and this works for some people like Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone, it works for, they kind of push the aspirational model where they talk about all the things they have. So here's my 20 Lamborghinis, right? And to a lot of people, if you're just starting out, it just feels insurmountable. Like there's no way I can get to where he is, right? Like it's not relatable. It's a different person. It's like, Obama talking about how to become president. Like it just feels like, hey, I can't be president. It's impossible. But if instead of talking about all the things he has while he's president, if Obama talked about when he just got started and his upbringings and how, he really didn't hold a high office and he just getting started in politics, all the things that they did before, and then showing the journey and why they did it, how they did it, and kind of having that narrative, that's really, really powerful. And so I think this is a opportunity to kind of do that is, like, again, a lot of this focuses on testimonials, and this is all good stuff, having testimonials. But this is the part that I would really focus on. I would really extend this. I would make this more prominent, not an afterthought. Because at the end of the day, the reason people are going to buy your course or download your lead magnet, besides the fact that they find it's going to provide them value, it's because they trust you and they believe you. And people don't trust and believe, buy from, or do anything with people that they don't know and don't trust. So telling them a story, showing that showing vulnerability, that you have failed, that, hey, 10 years ago, I I was at a dead-end job, and my biggest release and my happiest times when I got to spend time with my family, taking photos of them. And I remember one day thinking, like, how amazing would it be if I got to do this for a living? If I got to spend time with my family and take photos of them and make money with my passion. And that's when I decided that day that I'm going to find a way to do that. And again, like, I'm just making, I don't know if this is your story at all. Like, I'm just making this up. So again, you can fill in the blanks, but then talking about the journey you went on from that aha moment to understanding, like, these are the outcomes that I want in my life, to how you got there. And then talk about the fact that once I did get there, then all of a sudden I realized how many of my friends and people I knew were exactly where I was 10 years ago. They had this passion, and it was totally underused, and they couldn't follow their passion because they needed to make money. And they were driven by needs and not like wants, right? So they were kind of driven by things they needed to do because they needed the paycheck. They needed to be able to pay for groceries and stuff. And they weren't doing things based on what they wanted to do. And that's when I decided, hey, like, what I do, I can teach this to people, and I can help a lot of people do something that's fun, that gives them financial freedom, gives them the ability to travel, gives them the ability to be in these incredible moments, whether it's weddings or different things. And I put together a guide showing exactly how I started my photography business and how I was able to turn my passion and dreams into a business that allows me to do all the things that I love doing and not have to worry about, doing things I need to do anymore. So again, I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but like, that model is so powerful for the front of your funnel. So being able to tell that story and build that narrative early on in your ad copy and your landing pages and emails is critical. So by the time you do ask for money and you sell something, it becomes a lot less of a risk for somebody, because they like you and they trust you and they feel relatable to you and they feel like you're one of them, not you're here and they're down here. Okay. What would you say is the best way to start getting people interested in what you have to say when first starting without any followers yet? That's a good question. So what would you say is the best way to start getting people interested? So I think if your focus is doing things with the intention of like catering to like what you think people are going to want to hear, be interested in, and not just speaking genuinely, authentically about what you love to talk about, what you love to do, that's the biggest mistake people make right off the bat. Like, they go on a path there where there's just like, you instantly lose. And so I think the key is putting out content that is genuine and authentic and isn't super scripted, isn't super, I know this sounds crazy, but like, isn't super planned or doesn't have a ulterior motive in mind. Like, when I first started doing lives and sharing content, like, nobody watched. Like, there was very few people, and that's the reality. Is like, most people aren't going to watch early on because they don't know who you are, they don't care. But unless you're speaking about something you're really passionate about in a way that's like feels right to you, when you do get people to watch, nobody's going to resonate with that. And on top of that, you're going to lose steam. Like, the whole name of the game when it comes to building up content or getting people to kind of follow you and stuff is like endurance. You need to be able to do it for a long time, because it's going to take a long time. It could take weeks and months and even years to get momentum. And if you're not just talking the way you usually talk and being authentic and speaking about things you're passionate about, you won't last long enough. So early on, you need to just be consistent. You need to put out content daily. You need to be speaking about something that is not second nature to you, that you love talking about, that you're passionate about, and that you're an expert about. You need to share without holding back, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people won't give away the good stuff, Like they'll hold back on sharing because they want to be able to sell something down the road. They want to be able to use this for a lead magnet or use this. There's some motive they have for this. And so they only share like a piece. They only give you a little taste. They don't give you 100% because they want you to pay for the rest of it. And like that approach will fail almost every single time. So the mindset should be like, I'm going to give, hold nothing back. And we'll figure out how to make money from this at some point once we get the momentum. On top of that, I think it's also really important to reach out to different people. So to reach out to people that are running networking events, people that are running Facebook groups that you think you provide value, and asking them, hey, can I do a live interview in your group? Can I share a presentation in your group? Can I talk at this event? I don't want anything. I just want to be able to share and help your group. And leveraging other people's audiences to begin to build yours. And we've done it a lot. I mean, we've gone live with Billie Jean. We've done things with Chris Record, with all kinds of people. And we're able to then, because we talk about what we love, we got practice, we've done it a lot, able to pull in their audience into our ecosystem. And so that's really important. And I think also being active in other Facebook groups. So going into other groups that are in your wheelhouse and answering questions. If there's a question that you can answer it. Provide a really good answer, really thought out, do a video if you could, and don't link to your group, don't have a call to action, just do it. And what will happen is people will start to message you. They're going to figure out ways to follow you. So I know it's like there's not like a game plan, right? But it's really about like delivering value, doing what you love, being passionate and being consistent, and trying to share in as many places as you can without getting burnt out, obviously. You also want to stay in your wheelhouse. That's another thing. So I think there's such thing as oversharing and overextending. So there are plenty of other social channels that I could be sharing on, but I don't. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, any of those channels, I don't post anything on because it would spread me too thin. And I'm not a master of those mediums. When it comes to Facebook Live, Facebook, and email, like there are a few channels that and public, like speaking, those are kind of the things that I really know. And that's where I really spend my time. So I give 110% to those channels instead of like 30% to a bunch of channels. And that way too, I can stay on top of the feedback. If you're active in all these platforms, you need to be responsive, right? Somebody messages you on Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat. Like if you want to do this and really build a following, you need to be able to respond to people. If people feel like you don't answer them, don't care, they're not going to follow you. And so by only doing 1 or 2 channels, you can stay on top of that and actually get back to people. And that's really important, especially early on while you're building up a following. All right. So I have time for one more question because then I actually have a call in 3 minutes. So Christoph said, do you reach out manually or do you have an automated software? So we reach out manually. There's really no like software out there that highlights, Facebook group moderators for me to reach out to. So just, spending some time on Facebook, having a VA or something, search for groups in your industry and, DMing the moderators of those groups. And don't spam people, right? Like you can start out real small and just, be transparent. Hey, I'm just getting started out. I've been doing this a long time and I've been a behind the scenes person. And now I really have a passion for teaching and I want to get more active. So I'd love to share some of my secrets that I've learned running campaigns for X, Y, and Z in your group, if you'd be open to it. I have I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I'm not going to sell anything. Just want to teach and provide value. So that would be my angle that I would take there. Awesome. Well, I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out. I know it was a little unorganized and unstructured, but I think we had a lot of fun. Got a lot of good questions answered for everybody. Got to show you some cool stuff that we've done, and we'll definitely do more of these going forward. And looking forward to that in the near future. As usual, if there's anything that I can do or our team can do for you between our next live webinar, next call, whatever it is, don't hesitate to tag us in the group or reach out to us via email, and we'll make sure to get back to you all. And if there's anything that I didn't get to tonight that you had a question about, or you said, you're thinking about it later today or tomorrow, like, hey, I wish I asked this, you know how to reach us. So, either post it in the Facebook group or shoot us an email, and we'll get back with an answer. Awesome. Well, I hope everyone has a great night and a great rest of the week, and we will talk soon. Thanks, everybody.